Is it alive?
We should be alive.
Alright. If we are live, good morning, goedemorgen.
If we are alive, you should like, share, repost, all of those wonderful things.
Hey, the reposts work. I've reposted a couple of streams and had some people pop in
Yes, it is a
from
thing.
us to some of the creators. So that's pretty cool to see. I really like Rumble.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We are alive.
All right. I have no head, but we are live.
No, you have no head while you're standing doing
okay.
stuff.
So I have a head when I'm sitting.
I think.
So don't stand.
We'll find out.
All right.
Momentarily. Actually, I'm about to hide you, so.
Yeah. Well, the problem is,
matter.
I've mentioned this before. We don't have a standard kind of studio setup or standard like setup because we are live in our store, so we move the camera and stuff around. That guy's done. If you just want to pour a little bit,
And
I was
we
a little
weren't
short.
Sitting. Like this sitting thing is new.
Yes, we were never doing the sitting thing. We always were running around doing stuff, and now apparently people like it more when we sit still. It's easier to follow, apparently.
Is it personal? Say good morning to Marcus.
Good morning,
Lemon.
sir. Morning, ma'am.
Is Cult Gaming and Jamal. There we go.
All right. Oh, good. There you go.
Why am I stealing the knife? Stealing the knife.
You wanna stir that one? Just
did you not stir it?
I did, but you added more.
That's
so the top, like the top 3 drops are gonna be more bitter than the rest.
Grin and bear it. Get over it.
So I'm busy with some stuff out on our property.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. So I'm busy with a few things on the property. You might want to see what that setup looks like live or whatever. I hope everything is cut off or not cut off. Cut off what needs to be cut off, and what's not needed to be cut off is not.
That doesn't happen nowadays. We do the opposite.
So we're busy with a bunch of stuff, and this is something that I've had a very hard time with, and I'm sure I'm not alone. When you just get a plot of land and it's flat, you can kind of, it's not too big. You can kind of, well, okay, we're gonna do this
here and do that there.
But we have a little bit of space. But the challenge that I've had so far is there's a lot of, I guess, for lack of better wording, what we would call it in Afrikaans is a fall. So like a channel down which water runs. So there's a lot of little channels on the property, obviously from rain, where it's eroded a little bit.
We lost some stones.
Yes, well, except for that, there's a natural kind of flow of water on the property, which you might not be able to figure out off the bat, and that will impact how you want to do stuff. And to give you an example, so we wanted 2 driveways on the property, which is not a big deal, except we are on a highway. So now suddenly we have TxDOT to consult. Yes. So they have to approve anything we do because we border on the frontage road. So we can't just like randomly pick what we want to do. And they have certain, I guess, prescriptions they work according to. So one of the things I didn't know, and this is what the guy mentioned, so I think that's accurate, if memory serves. So between 2 driveways, you've got to have 275 feet. And they have to be, I think, 25 feet wide each.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we wanted 230 feet, so we were fine with that. But what happened was, where we wanted the gate, the first gate, the original position, was
the entry.
Yes, the entry was quite a bit, I guess, south from where it is now. And what we found, once you start clearing the brush, is a big ditch where water runs down, which we didn't know existed. So when we looked at that, it's like, oh, the water is, draining out of the property here. Now that impacted a lot of things because I wanted a gate, and the road coming from the gate would basically run past the edge or the side of the building. So I planned to put the building down and have the gate, you know, 30 feet, the start of the gate, 30 feet or so away from the edge of the building, maybe 40, so you have some space between the building and a road. Why is that fly? And the road that's going to go past the building, so you can route traffic behind the building. And that whole plan fell flat because now we have this big ditch that's draining water. So the last thing I wanted to do, culverts cost money, installing them costs money, installing them wrong kind of
Costs more
defeats.
money.
Well, it defeats the object because now you pay. Go away, go away, go away. Now you pay all this money for this culvert and installing it, and the guys have to dig it out, roll them in, fill them in, and I'm not a big fan of the metal ones because I just believe they'll rust over time. So whatever I'm going to do has to be, it has to stand the test of time. And I didn't know if that would actually be the case. And the other problem is it's not straight. So it's not like you put your driveway, you put a culvert. It's like at an angle. So now, where do we put the entrance to this thing? And if the driveway runs in straight and this thing runs at an angle back, that means you're going to have some kind of drain or something in the front, and that has to be engineered strong enough so it can carry a semi. And so it's like, what? How about we move the driveway? So we moved the driveway, and we were working on the second, like the exit, so the entrance to the exit, and then TxDOT came around and they're like, oh, now you only have 175 feet because we moved it about 50, which I didn't know. So, to get it out of this drainage area, now the other thing you can do, I guess, is fill it, and change, but we were on a time constraint. So we had to, we couldn't just, so now it is where it is, and it's 40. So what I went for is I said, okay, well, instead of doing 230s, let's just do 140 and be done. So we got a really nice wide driveway. In fact, everything that's come through it, there's been no issues.
No.
Like the trucks that come in are fine. Everything that comes in is fine. So the reason we wanted to split, because we a commercial setup, so I wanted to split the driveways so you have an entrance and an exit, so trucks and cars and traffic don't cross. But we are in the or at the mercy of TxDOT when things like that happens. Now, that was one of the challenges we had. And, whatever you plan apparently never works out unless you like involve engineers and stuff, which even I don't think, when they do stuff, even it doesn't. The problem is, so I had someone that,
it was right on my nose.
I don't understand why. Like they were not, but it's the kids that were in and out.
It's probably, and now.
Yes.
Wants our coffee.
Yes, it wants my coffee. It's a coffee dude. It's a coffee fly. But so I had a, what do you call it, an architect involved, and he's like, all right, well, you got to tell me what you want to do. I'm like, well, I want some parking, and I want some of this, and I want some of that. And he's like, well, how many bays? And I'm like, well, if I give you this area, can you tell me what we can do with it? And then it becomes complicated because you should actually sit down with these people, and we just didn't have time for that. So we just kind of threw the thing together. So now one of the things. So I was looking at fencing because we're on the highway, so we got to put some kind of barrier in. Now it was farm fencing, just barbed wire fencing, and we had to cut that to get through to actually put the driveway in. So I've now got barbed wire fencing on the one side, barbed wire fencing on the other side, just laying there, and I've got to tie this stuff back in because I'd like to retention it, just so everything still looks nice. But I was looking at the fence types, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do. So I thought, okay, So if we're going to do this as a long-term thing, let's try and do whatever we're going to do on the perimeter to have that as permanent as possible. So I went for 4x4 inch steel poles because we're in Texas. It's very humid. It's very hot. It rains a lot. Wood is not the answer, and somehow that always ends up like people use wood, and it always rots, and I don't understand. So, and I didn't want to go for the round poles because they're a little flimsy for being on the highway. I used that at our old house. I actually put 12-foot poles. Now, if you are in clay, which we are not, but I think I almost want to say sand. The sand might be worse than the clay.
Mm-hmm.
It's more stable when it's dry, but man, when it gets wet, it's just like that's weird.
Stickiness.
Yes. So when you're in clay, the rule of thumb is whatever's outside of the ground, a third has to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got 8 foot out, you got to have 4 foot in concrete, in the ground. This is kind of what I've picked up the rule of thumb is. Now, a lot of people don't do that. They'll just put it 2 feet. And
Mm-hmm.
even if you're 6 feet out, you still should be 3 feet in, and most do 2 feet. Most of the guys I spoke to, and they got real upset when I said, well, shouldn't it be 3 feet? Isn't it a third in? And then they're like, well, that doesn't make a difference. I'm like, well, that's not what the interwebs and all the clever people say. The rule of thumb is a third in, 2/3 out. And you guys are welcome to correct me if I'm wrong. But then they get real pissy, and I didn't understand. You drive down the road, and all the fences are fucking leaning, and everything's falling over. And I'm like, well, there has to be a solution to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand it's hard and it might be expensive, but like every 5 to 10 years, rebuilding a fence is worse. So what I did is, and I went to Home Depot, and I spoke to the one guy, and his eyes just got bigger the more I spoke. So I told him what I want to do is I want to dig a 10 by 10 foundation. I want to put reinforcing in it, and I want to lay concrete in the reinforcing. So what I want to do is I want to put my poles where they should go, and I'll stick them like 4 feet into the ground. Okay, and then the last 1 foot, I'm going to do basically a 12 by 10. Call it a 12 by 10 foundation with reinforcing, and I'll pour concrete through that. So the poles are in concrete, and then reinforcing, and then a concrete foundation that binds all of this together. And the guy's like, why do you want to do all of that? And I'm like, well, then the fence won't move. It won't ever go anywhere. And also, I had an 18-inch drop from the side of my house to the fence, so it was this like downhill, and then there was a trench of water that just flowed out of the property. So it was a perpetual mud mess because between the two houses you don't get sun. And I wanted to fill that in and level it. So we did. We filled it in. We put like broken concrete and sand and compacted it every 2 inches. And the last 12 inches of that I did with what's it? Granite. As a decomposed granite. It's basically like, I think it's like crushed granite. So we did that every 2 inches, compacted it. That was expensive. It was at that time was like $400 a truck, and I had to bring in like 4 truckloads of the stuff. I didn't even know how many truckloads we were going to use, and then also the truck couldn't get to the pavers, so we had to get the truck to drop it off at the bottom, and then basically wheelbarrow it up. So that was. Or they got it to the top, but they couldn't get it inside, so we had to move all of it. A little bobcat would have been good at that time. A little bulldozer would be very good at that time. But the wheelbarrow and the manual labor also works. So we did that, compacted it, and then we did a layer of about 1 to 2 inches of sand, and leveled it, and then we put the pave stones down. So those things, no moving. And I did a French drain under that with some drains that. So I figured that out. But that's small compared to what we're doing now. That was 80 feet by like 10 feet.
So take that times 100. By the way, AS Cult Gaming does say, well, you can French drain to channel the water away from where you want to put the driveway.
Yes. Well, the problem is not the French drain. The problem is the semi truck that's going to drive over the French drain and then compacting it. And the problem with all of these things is it takes time. So you can't, you got to dig it, then you got to put whatever your drain is, and then um, you have to fill it and compact it to make sure it's done right. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And I didn't want to pour like a $30,000 driveway over something that wasn't prepped right. So the easier choice was just moving it. Yes.
A wise man once said, if you don't have time to do it right, you won't have time to do it again.
Yes.
Jamal's dad.
Yes,
that's a good statement.
Yes, I always say you can't do it right, but you can always do it again. There's never time to do it right, but there's always time to do it again. Well, that's why we moved the driveway, because I don't want to take a chance and then you get this thing corroding under, and then a chunk of the driveway breaks off when a truck drives over it. Yes, under a semi. That's like no. So we just moved it and then widened it, and then ended up with one driveway, which was probably
saved money in the end, because our person helping us with that was not playing on what they were charging at the end.
It's like, here's your quote, and then when I get the bill, it's like, but there's a difference, a large difference,
very large difference.
Yeah. So
A is called
do not redeem.
Right. A is called even says, do it right or do it 5 times more trying to fix it, dude. Yes. 100%. Lemon says, my spouse says we do it right because we do it twice.
Yes. So you see, so now I've got a couple of containers and a awning that goes over them. I guess it's awning.
Yeah.
Right. So I haven't put the awning up yet, because where I put the containers down, I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to be there forever home. And once the awning is up, it's going to be very hard moving the containers, because you're going to break the awning down. So I've got the awning that I bought that's all packed up that I have not. Oh, you got it out.
I think that dude's been in here for like 2 days.
What
he's
a wasp.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been
he's
my
got
nemesis.
those hangy,
he's
legs.
My nemesis. I swear he's been in here for 2 days. Finally got him out.
But so we got the containers and a 40-foot high cube, and then I have a 40-foot awning that goes between them that stretches about 40 foot. I think the in between the containers is 36 feet total distance. So I got this thing so we could park our tractor and all our little bits and pieces under the awning, and maybe the cars. Then I put the containers down, because you think, well, okay, building containers, and then you realize there's a lot of space. So maybe we're not going to leave the containers there. So I want to move the containers to the back of the property, and then maybe put a cover on the back of them so that it's actually closed up, like put it against the fence line and put the covers up so it's closed up. Maybe leave like a lawnmower with
like a half garage, essentially.
Yes.
Storage.
But it's now, okay, now I've got 2 containers. What do they weigh?
I don't even know.
10,000 pounds each or something.
16,000.
It's like, you can't budge these things. Solid metal, containers. But you can buy wheels for them, and then you can like drag them around. So I'm like, maybe I should buy some wheels for these guys, and then maybe I should move them to the back of the property, because I think it would be nice if we have a out of the way, like to the back area that's equipment workshop and stuff like that, and that'll be where the maintenance is done from. So something in my brain is telling me to move these things there, and I don't want to move them there, but I know my brain's going to win. It's just something back there is telling me that is the spot for them. And I think the more you kind of work on your property, the more you see. Like, we had a lot of rain. I think you guys, if you haven't, go have a look at the shorts that we post. And
yes.
There's one that I posted of our pond that's now not a pond anymore. Now it's a dam. It's big. Or a lake. It's natural. Is it natural? No, that might be man-made. It would be a dam if it's man-made.
I don't know what it is.
But it's a small dam.
I think it's natural, but I think it's just been encouraged and flow's been pushed to it.
Yeah.
Because it's already there.
Yeah. No, it's rather large now. Yeah, I think it grew like 10 feet in each direction.
Yeah.
It's large, and there's a lot of water. So we're keeping the kids away from it because you could fish in it now. I could actually release some fish.
Right.
And,
Say good morning to Salty Grower, by the way.
good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
So yeah, that's interesting. And that gives you a whole new perspective, because when I saw where the water was running from, I'm like, we're gonna have to make some channeling, and it confirmed a few things, because I want to try and lift the property. Yes, not the property, but the driveway on the one side. I want to try and lift a bit, and I want to try and lift it on the other side and channel the water to the middle, and then run it basically
Not the driveway,
out.
the parking.
The parking, sorry. I look at the whole thing as the driveway, but she's right, it's parking. But I want to try and lift it. But every heap of stones is like $1,000.
Yes.
And you put one heap of stones, and it's like, where the stones go? It's like, no stones. We need more stones. So that little, let's just kind of angle it a little bit. That's like a 10 grand exercise.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we do with that. I don't know. I might have to dig some out and move it around a bit. That might be easier.
Colt says we should get ducks.
Yes. Yes. Oh, the ducks will have a good time on that pond. My biggest problem with the ducks and all of that, I want to get some animals. We have to, and this is why I said, property layout and stuff. So I got the poles in for the fence, which I did a 8x8. So these are shorter. They're 6 foot, and they're about 3 foot in the ground. Mm-hmm. And I did an 8x8 foundation, reinforced solid concrete, which gives you also a boundary for your property. So because stuff move around. Mm-hmm. So now that you have that in place, you actually have something you can put. So my foundation stands above the ground a couple of inches. So I've actually got something I can push my sand. So mm-hmm. when you kind of leveling something out, it moves to the sides. So you try and compact, and it just moves out, and unless it hits something that'll keep it in check, and then it'll compact down. But as long as you have space for it to move, it'll move out, which is what we've been having all the time. This stuff just kept moving out. So when I put this foundation in place, now we actually have something to push against. Mm-hmm. So that's great. And I've got big, what do they call it, riprap stones that I've been putting on the edge. So that'll look very nice when it's done. And then the fence line, I did the 4x4 steel. Oh, you want to just set that a little?
It's got such a glare.
Yeah,
I'm struggling to see.
But anyway, so we got the 4x4 6 foot poles, and I'm going to do a metal, what we call a palisade, which is like an angle iron insert into it, which I got to build. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish cutting and painting them, so they're all done, which hopefully I can get to. Maybe this weekend I can do some of that work.
I think you're going to have to. So we actually have some things coming up this month with our area. So the better we can have this property prepared, the better we will
and
be.
If people see from the highway it looks nice, they'll come in. So right now I've got like red poles that are all uneven in length. So I'm going to cut them all and then paint them black, and that'll already make a massive difference. Yeah. And then I've got to clear some of the brush.
Yes.
And I've got to tie the barbed wire back in. So all I'm going to do 2 brackets on the side of the pole of the 4x4, the last one. I'll do a couple of brackets, and I'll probably do a bar down the middle, and then just wrap
tie it in like that.
The barbed wire in and wrap it, just tension it and wrap it. That should sort that out. So that should be pretty easy.
Lemon has a good statement. Change of landscape will change the flow of rainwater across the land and under when you have clay.
Yes.
So that's always something to remember. You are spot on with that. No, we literally had a flow going through the parking lot on Sunday morning after our stream. The amount of rain was just, that was a little intense.
We got 7 inches.
Yeah, that's what one of our local neighbors reported was 7 inches total from the night and then morning up.
Yes, 7 inches. And you could see it.
It was a lot of water.
It was a lot of water. And then, with all the water channeling basically flowing to the pond.
Yes.
It filled the pond big time. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's one of the changes, because we're not getting as much flow down the side anymore as we used to. Yes. Although there is still some of that, but I've been filling that in, trying to, mitigate that erosion. See how we can, work, because we'll gain some land back if we can. But I might, because there's a pretty big piece that's eroded out
Yes.
there. So I might have to do foundation again with
Retaining
rotating
wall on that
wall,
one.
which I've played with and
Yes,
know how to
we've
do.
looked at that spot and wondered how to manage it.
You know,
But what I will say with the pond is there were already banks there, so this is not the first time it's been full like this.
yes,
100% not the first time. Now, obviously, it's been down for a while. Trees have grown, veg has grown. There's other things that have changed
yes,
on it, which is why when we came to it, it looks very natural. But we realized we walked down to it, and
Yeah,
that
it
was
drops-
probably the bank.
It drops
Yeah.
probably what 4 foot.
4 or 5 foot.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
drops.
gone up about 4 to 5 foot
Yes.
and out about 10 foot
Yes.
each side.
Yes. That was interesting.
10 foot
Yes.
radius,
Yes.
right?
It I mean, it
It's-
looks beautiful.
it's
It's
gorgeous.
really pretty.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I look at it. I'm like, that's so nice.
It's massive.
Yes.
So
but,
Salty does say put some bass in it. Fried bass is delicious.
Yes. Yes. We. I was looking at something the other day. I think yesterday I saw it where they were. It's somewhere in South Africa, and they've got trout that they release into trout dams, so you can go there for a weekend and you can catch and release, fish it with fly fishing. And I was like, my pond can do that
Right.
because the ponds they got are smaller than the one I have now.
And Cult Gaming even says having ducks would attract customers, just FYI. So they
But-
have that effect, is what he
Okay.
says.
All right, but I gotta. So that was where we were going with the fence. I gotta try and keep the animals in
Yes.
because we're on the highway. We're on a major highway, so I don't want some animal,
Duck
mose-
flapping its
Well, no, not just moseying into the highway and like a semi.
Yeah.
We got 30,000 vehicles and going past our property
There's
daily now.
enough animals back and forth naturally. We don't want to put some on our land and then have them also hoofing through the highway.
Yes.
It's,
But ducks, I think, would be.
Ducks would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice.
I like their noises.
I gotta clear some of the brush because what I want to do, and I was looking at this, I want to put some actual wood poles because it'll look nice in wood, or maybe concrete or something, pillars, and then wood fencing like barriers. So just so it looks like it's fenced off a little by the pond, by the dam, I guess. So just kind of follow the shape of it, and just kind of boundary it off so when people walk there it stops them,
Yes.
so they don't walk into it.
Yes.
But like this is the boundary, and then if the ducks are behind that, it'll look very nice.
Yes, it'll be very nice.
You know?
I think that's probably where we're headed. And Salty Grower roast duck is, I'm sure it is delicious, but that's probably not what we're gonna have.
What's that? Duck foie gras. What's it? Is it foie gras?
I don't know.
Fatty duck.
Cult
liver.
Gaming just says duck eggs.
Duck eggs.
Just
Yeah,
eat the
yeah,
duck
I know,
eggs,
I've
right?
seen, yeah.
Right.
But aren't ducks like assholes or something?
Well, I think they're territorial, like pretty much everything else. So I think that everything can have an asshole day.
Yes, I saw the roosters can be big assholes.
Ooh, we
Yes.
saw that. Jamal says, I haven't had duck for a very long time. I should put it on my grocery list. What's the Muscovy male ducks also don't quack?
Okay.
Okay. That's the one he says we should get. Cult Gaming says we should get.
Okay. What was? Oh, we saw an ad. Remember the local ad where the guys are like, "I have a rooster. It's available immediately. Doesn't like kids." Remember that? Yeah, it was in one of the local Facebook groups. The guy's like,
poor thing
I have
trying
a-
to get rid of a
"Yeah, I have
rooster.
a rooster available, like right now." It is not a fan of children,
Mm.
so but you can come fetch it for free.
Yes. Yes. I forgot about
Call the
that.
rooster stew.
So Marcus says rain makes sense considering how wet North Africa they say it was. You know,
Yeah.
lots of things have changed. It hasn't been that wet in Egypt for almost 9,000 years. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I watched a video. I missed this one about aging the Sphinx. They're looking at thousands of years of rain erosion in a place where it never rains. Ah, North Africa.
Yes.
Got it.
Was it
Sorry, I
was it
missed that.
rain erosion or was it sand blowing against it? I
That
thought it was
could make
sand blowing
sense.
against it.
Doesn't have to be rain.
No, that's what I thought. I always thought it was the sand that eroded it.
Okay, so Cult Gaming says as long as you feed the ducks and you got them as chicks, they will never leave. I hear you, but they'll still. Somebody's gonna go on the highway. Somebody's gonna go on the highway.
Yeah.
Geese are the ones we want to stay away from. That's what you guys said. Yes.
Yes. Geese.
Ducks are fine. It's geese. That's the point they're getting at.
All right.
Best rooster is with a 22.
Yes, called Stu,
Marcus.
because
Yes,
that's
Stu.
where he ends up in.
If you have a mean rooster, just eat it. You know, there's a lot of things that we can use. That
Well, talking about eating, just because you have a rooster and a 22 doesn't mean it's going to taste good.
I was going to say it may not be good eating.
We had a customer in yesterday, so he phoned, and the man was pretty upset because he spent money on a cow.
Yes.
And he's been waiting for this thing, and it came out, and the cow was not good. Now, just because someone has a cow running around on their land doesn't mean the cow tastes good.
Yes.
You got to know what you're doing with these things. Otherwise, the flavor no es bueno. So
he was very disappointed. The gentleman's been running carnivore diet for quite some time. First time getting his own. Half cow.
People always want to try and save money, which that's fine.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I get it.
Shit's expensive. But this is the second person that I've heard of now.
Well, technically third, because the other one was shared.
Yes. So 3 people we know of now that's kind of invested in a cow or half a cow, and when it comes out, it's not good. And people, I would highly advise you go and try some grass-fed, grass-finished meat before you buy a bunch of it.
Smell it first.
Yes.
Just smell it. Smell it. It smells like the grass. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that if that's your thing. I have.
We had natural, and I swear, I sliced this stuff in the slicer, and I would tell Anton, it stinks. I hate slicing.
Yeah, it's very gamey.
Literally
it's very
had
gamey.
To me, it just smelled like grass.
Yes.
But Anton describes it as gamey.
Yes, it's like lamb has that kind of distinct lamb smell to it.
But this is condensed because it's less water. It's biltong form.
Yes.
It's concentrated.
Concentrated. So we had some of that, but every time you slice it, man, you could smell.
But we had customers that loved it. There were a few guys, we had okay sales for what it was. We always sold out of it.
Yes.
But man, I did not like working with that one because it just had a distinct smell. I'm a picky one. I smell everything.
Yes.
I've always told Anton I can very easily sense when things are off in that side. But Jamal does clarify he is definitely talking water erosion. He was just he knew it was off topic, but it was water erosion.
Yes.
On the Sphinx. So,
yes. Okay, that's interesting. There's a lot of things we don't know, man.
Yes. No, you guys teach us a lot. I love it.
No, but I mean, just in general as humanity.
Well, I know.
Like the rain in Egypt. There's a lot of things we don't know. And it's funny because I was listening to another stream over the weekend, and we had a lot of rain last year.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, and I mean, I don't want to I feel like there was a lot of rain last year.
Well, you can check what happened to the river down south. It flooded out some campsites in Texas based upon the rain that came in July, which was unprecedented.
Yes,
it's not
and
normal.
Then this year, I think we've had less than last year so far, but I mean, we're only in June.
Yes.
So far, but I mean, this last evening, morning, that was a lot. That was 7 inches. That was a lot of rain. Like a lot.
In a short term.
Yes, and it's not. I understand the kind of light rain soaking in. This was just beating down.
Yeah, because it's gonna move stuff, not go in the ground. It's just gonna move.
So, but then other people up in the northwest are saying they get no rain.
Yes.
So it's like the climate's broken or something a little bit.
It is not climate change. Other than
Well,
forcing it to happen.
The problem is when these guys are spraying shit in the sky all the time, I don't know what you expect,
So we're going to change this to conspiracies?
No, we're not changing to conspiracies.
No, okay, but one more on that topic. So there is an epic, I can't remember the term that they're using for it. We are supposed to have the worst winter ever coming this year, 2026. Did you know?
Oh, worst winter ever. Okay.
Yes, just be forewarned that it is coming. And it's supposed to be cold, I think, in October or November. I don't know. The guys, when they can foresee this far, and yet they are wrong every single time, it's almost like they're shooting in the dark at a target that is planted for them, but they still can't hit it. It's interesting. It's like Mother Nature.
You can be wrong 80% of the time and keep your job as, forecasting weather.
But Mother Nature, I mean, she'd be angry sometimes. El Nino. Thank you, Finboy. Thank you. El,
El
Nino.
Nino.
That's the term. That's what they're
Yes.
calling it. El Nino.
Oh.
That's exactly. Thank you, Finboy. You gave me the term that I could not remember.
Good morning.
And good morning. Yes. So Call Gaming says, I hear that shit every year. Dude, they have gotten so bad. So in our area over here, well, I guess where we've kind of left, but the North Texas area, we're still considered North Texas. They are hyping it up when it is drizzling. They are hyping it up. They're like, it's scare tactics because it gets clicks. So anything to raise your viewage, raise your followers.
No, that's half the problem with not that I want to talk about that. Just I'm going to do a brief mention with a Anthony trial, the Carmelo
yes.
Anthony trial yesterday. Everybody's like, oh, they're protesting. It's like, yeah, there's like 20 people. Like, there's nobody.
Yes.
And then there's some girl like losing her cool, but you look at her and you can see it's an act. They want attention.
They were paid well.
Or they just want attention. They want to be like internet famous or whatever. It's such bullshit. It's all stupid. Yeah, I don't have time. I mean, if you have a genuine issue, you know, that's different. But this, you can literally see, like the way she was acting. I was like, why are you acting?
False. Yeah, yes, very bad
false.
acting.
Yes, very bad.
Acting.
You know, and always, you know, the tight white tank top and the canals.
Oh, I saw the canals.
And the cup.
I know that people like the nails, but I don't know how you do anything, even grab a cup with nails like that. I'm sorry, I cannot do it. I am not one for the false.
Yes, but anyway, so I was just looking at that, and it's we had about 3 years ago in Roanoke. Everybody came in and they were like, "Oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's so," and I'm like, "No, it's not. This year is very nice." And everybody was like, "No, it's." And on the news, they were doing it's the terrible
summer ever. Blah blah.
So
blah.
now I got up every day at like 4 a.m. or whatever. So I know it's hot when I leave home to go to the store, and I know it's warm outside. And that year specifically, it was actually pretty mild. Even now, I mean, we had like 1 or 2 hot days so far, but it's been pretty mild outside in the morning.
It's really not bad.
It's very, very nice. Very nice.
I mean, 80s cool, in the afternoon.
Yeah, like cool temperature outside
beautiful.
In the morning. I guess 72-ish. It's actually really nice. Like really nice, cool.
Yeah.
It's not hot. It's just a very nice, livable temperature outside. And that year specifically, everybody was telling us how hot it is. And I'm like, man, am I stuck in the AC that I'm not knowing what's going on? But every morning when I leave, it's really mellow. It's not that pressing. Like the year before, every morning, man, for about a month and a half was this pressing, like you go outside and it's like you have to chew the air to breathe. It's just
so
humid and hot. It's like 30 degrees Celsius, like 85, like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just hot. And this year specifically, I was like, no, man, it's not. So I go and I look up the statistics. And I think it was 2021 or 2022 or something where this happened. So I go look up, and 2015 was hotter. The previous year was hotter. The 2015 was one of the warmest. And I remember that because I came, for the most part, in 2015, I was here. And in September, we couldn't even drive the car without the AC. Like we had to put the AC on and let it idle a little bit because in middle September, it was that hot that the car was too hot to get into in September. And then 2012, in a recent 25-year or so history, 2012 was the hottest year. So then I started when people actually had the thing open, and when people came in and they're like, so hot, I'm like, no, last year was hotter. No. So I'm like, okay, well, here's the temperatures. And it was by like 5 degrees. So like the average temperature, daily temp for the current year, because they'll load it every day, like so that for the previous day you'll have the average temp, was like 7 degrees warmer the previous year. And then the top temperature was way higher than what we were experiencing. So, and then I showed them the stats, and they're like, oh, that's interesting. So the propaganda over the TV It fucking works.
No, it's huge, and it's not just TV, because we're talking, of course, the lovely devices that are in people's hands 24/7. That's how it gets across.
Yeah,
that's how it gets across. All right, you are ignoring our awesome chat.
I'm sorry.
While ranting about the people.
Well, all of that, the rain and all of those things, all have to be taken into consideration, and climate change, and fucking polar bears dying and all of that shit.
The ice caps are melting.
The ice caps are melting, and
never mind oceans, that none of the oceans have risen.
The oceans are rising.
And who's buying the beachfront properties?
Yes, the oceans rising. You have to take all of that into account, and CO2. Methane for the cows, yes. And all of that when you plan your property layout. Which proves to be much more difficult than one would think.
Now, Marcus does tell us something that is proven now. This proves weather ladies can be wrong. I'll leave now.
This is correct.
That's
why they put small clothing on them.
Yes,
so
they
you
look
don't
better.
pay attention to what they say. Yes.
Cole Gaming says weathermen and politicians are the only jobs where you can be a complete fuck up and never get fired. Dude, you're spot on. Timboy says, I don't like long nails or people punching holes in their bodies. Man, we were just talking about the gauging.
Yes.
Anton's theory is it's very hard to take someone seriously when.
And I'm not saying, and I mean, I'm the one to talk.
I know.
I'm the one to talk, but.
But you in corporate world, you wore long sleeves, you
yes.
covered it up. So
yes. So
it is different.
Just, when you have big earlobes.
I like big lobes and I cannot lie.
I find it very hard to take you serious when you're telling me stuff. It's
yes.
like, I don't know. It's like, if you don't make bad decisions, then I can take you more serious.
Yes.
Which I say with,
Yes. So Salty does say, I honestly miss back home weather. Hot and humidity so thick you can cut it. God bless Texas. I miss it.
Yeah, I'd rather have this than fucking cold, man.
Yeah.
I can't do the cold. I cannot do the cold.
El Nino or La Nina, is that what you said? I mean, I was told both of those now. And I'm proud to be an American where at least I have AC.
Yes, yes.
Is that a song? Television is 100% lies. It is like it is telling a vision. Huh. You got it.
Yes.
Colt.
No, I agree. That's why our kids don't watch none of that shit.
So Finboy does say there's also the fact that they focus on real feel now instead of the actual temperatures. It's almost like my truth. I think real feel is my truth. It's the same thing. It's taking what could be true and then you're, twisting it to how you feel. No, go away.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Spend 6 months in desert changes your perspective of hot. Dude, that's the biggest thing. And you get acclimated. So if it's going to be hot, if you spend a little bit more time outside every single day, you will get adjusted to it. It's not that difficult.
Well, that's why I didn't have a big problem acclimating to Texas, because where I'm from in South Africa, the temperatures are very similar. It's the humidity is a lot higher here, though.
Yes.
But the temperatures itself is very similar.
All right, I think Salty took offense to what you said.
To what?
I'm sleeved up and have gauges.
Oh.
Not huge though. That's weird.
No, I'm preach to the converted. Like I've got tattoos, and then I'm like, well, when you make bad decisions, how am I taking you seriously? And I'm like, says the man making bad decisions. My kids ask me, like,
constantly.
Why, Dad? Why? I'm like, because I didn't know I was going to have you, and I would have made better decisions. So I am really as guilty of that as everybody else. I just, when someone looks like, they make good decisions, you would listen more to what they say, I think, than, when someone looks like, man, you could have made some better decisions in your life, So, and I'm as guilty as everybody else on that.
Fair enough. then again, they always say, those people who look like they make good decisions are sometimes those lovely politicians, which we were speaking
Yeah,
of.
that's also true. Yeah, but there's a difference between someone who looks like they make good decisions and someone that looks slick. Yes. Yes.
Jamal says gauges are bad, but I can't stand that stupid nose ring.
No.
What do you do when you have a cold? Dude, we've had that conversation. I just want to hook it.
Yes. So where I go to the meat distributors, so I went yesterday to go pick up meat, and the lady that used to be there, I don't know if she's on leave or something, but someone new is there. So they also, on top of not having my stuff ready on time, they had to help her figure out. But she's got the thing.
The thing.
And I was staring at the thing because it's, I don't know if everybody here probably knows Wayne's World, where he's like, what would be wrong with that weird right eye? It's like, what's wrong with that weird thing in your nose?
I just think
mole. Yes. It's
so you can go Austin or you can go Waynesboro. It doesn't
like,
matter.
I want to
Austin
stand there and
Powers
keep rubbing my nose when I talk to her.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard. No, Polish Dog enters in and says, "Hey, bigots, you are spot on."
Howdy, Polish. No, the other problem is also, when you are not attractive and you do not look after yourself and you have the thing, that's like, whew, life's hard, man. It's like Democrat for sure.
Well, now it is not about how you look or about how you act. Apparently, I don't know what we are gauging people by, because we can't look at them and make any judgments, and we can't base any judgments upon their actions, because obviously they could all be crazy. So how do we make decisions on the people we partner up with in life?
I don't know.
I don't either.
You have to have a conversation.
So Cult Gaming does say, no, you never get acclimated to 115 degrees. You just don't bitch it when it's 95 anymore.
Yes,
that's what I mean.
That's true.
That's what I mean. No, I agree. Desert's different.
Yes.
I do feel sorry for our guys in Arizona. It's always hot.
Oh,
it's always sticky. It's always it's dry.
Yes.
That's the other thing. So desert typically, and please correct me if I'm wrong, should be a drier climate.
Yes, but aren't the desert climates like really cold at night?
Yes, because it bottoms out, or it does tend to, at least a lot of places. So Finboy says, I would certainly welcome a super cold winter this year. Kill off some of these ticks that are taking over the East Coast.
Yes, that's true.
We got to do those pies if you want to do those pies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I can start them.
I'll talk nonsense for a minute, and then hopefully you can still hear me. So Jimma says, I used to work with someone who had full sleeves, but one was Harley Davidson wings with boobs in the middle. He had to wear a bandage during work because someone complained. I remember the hospital days. Sleeves were not accepted. When I started working in the hospitals, that was not a thing yet. Now they've really gotten liberal with it, and I don't think they actually care. But you used to have to cover them up. That was the biggest thing. So Salty says, old timers ask about the gauges when I'm doing a bid on landscaping jobs, but when I'm doing a drop for the grow, people at the dispo generally have these huge gauges. Mine are 0, not them huge 00 ones. Anton?
Yes.
I see that cheeky guy trying to get your recipe last night. I guess he didn't see your other episode where you don't send out samples.
I don't want to offend anyone, but people confuse, making stuff at home for a commercial production facility. All right. We do not do things the same. And I have no problem. He's more than welcome to use my spice. I mean, I will never ever give anybody the recipe. And that's not a personal thing with him. That's like intellectual property. That's like saying, well, I've coded this really cool, I'll use an example. It's called, we spoke about it this morning. So How about you? I like your Rumble bot, man. Your beer bot. I like it. How about you give me your code, and then then I can just make my own one. How about you give me your code for that? That's the same thing. You can't expect people to give you their IP.
Yes.
And it's just no, but it's just the rest. Just give me the recipe. Like, what's the problem? No, like, how about you go pound some sand? Like, it took me years,
Yes.
like a decade and a half to get that shit perfected. Now I must just hand it over to you. You know, everything's easy once you know how to do it.
That's exactly what Diva Dog Mom says. Protect your IP.
Yes. No, everything's easy once you know how to do it, but it's figuring it out, you know, and then people are like, well, now I must pay you because it's just like 3 steps. Yeah, but it wasn't 3 steps. It took 10 years to figure out those 3 steps, you know? No, I've seen that dude a few times. I don't know what his story is, you know. For some reason, I'm going to get in trouble. For some reason, the South Africans, you know, think that like everything every South African does is just like theirs. I don't understand that, you know. So I told him, he said he's from Cape Town. I said, all you guys know how to do is dry fish. You don't know what biltong is.
Not a fan of the fish.
Nope.
We don't do fish. We eat real meat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I don't mind fish, but it's like, man, that's just a lot of work to prepare. And it's so delicate. And I can just take a steak, throw it on a fire, comes off, tastes fucking awesome. Put some salt on it, you know, eat it, makes me happy. I don't like, now I must fight. You know, the fish, you put it on the coals and then like half of it wants to fall off. So now you got to put it in a
Very
foil.
flaky. Yes.
You know, and you got to like, you know, spice it up. And I'm like, I've made fish for a lot of people that don't eat meat. In fact, I'm I've always been a big meat guy. It's always like, you know, you got to have some vegetables, which is the chicken, and then some sausage, and we got to have some steaks and some chops. And so, but I had a friend and his wife was Swiss, and she was like kind of vegetarian. She would eat fish, but not meat. And for the most part, she would like prefer just eating vegetarian. And she didn't eat a lot of fish because a lot of people didn't want to prepare it for her. And I used to tell them when they came to my house. I mean, we used to have lots of what we call braais, so lots of barbecue cookout type style stuff. And I used to tell her, yeah, just bring me whatever you want to eat, and I'll prepare it for you. And she was always so thankful because nobody wants to make the effort to prepare food for her. And you know, when you go to someone's house and we're doing a cookout, like, you know, someone has to be. So the rule is like, you do not fuck around with my fire.
The braai master.
Yes, and you might disagree with how I do it, but then when we in your house, then I will keep quiet when you do whatever you do, and you keep quiet when you're in my house. That's just how the respect works on that. So you do not criticize the person who is hosting unless they ask you.
Yeah.
Which I end up 9 out of 10 times doing the cooking. But if they ask you, then you can help. But otherwise, you shut the fuck up. You drink your beer, and you respect their you know, quote unquote cooking abilities.
Yes. Yeah.
You can also braai your own if they allow you on the fire. So there are these unwritten rules, and you get punched in the head if you don't respect them.
No.
You know. So I remember one of the rules in my house was like, people don't play. So I play, you at your house, you play your music. At my house, I play my music.
How did you get the people out of your house at the end of the
Well,
day when
that's
you
what
wanted them to go?
So yeah, at the end of the day, because parties get a little longer, then it's like 2 a.m. So system of a Down, everybody goes.
That's breakfast
Yes.
music. What are you
Yes,
talking
no,
about?
for me it's
I
cool.
love it.
But most people, it's a little
Heavy?
yeah. So system, I didn't. If I knew about Slipknot, then I would have done Slipknot. But system definitely emptied the house out.
What was the song yesterday? It's just one of those days.
Yes. So I had people. So the fuck up is always when it's friends of friends.
Yes.
Like that never works well. And I don't know how we ended up here because we were talking about property planning. But anyway.
Well, and I'm gonna catch up chat, and then it's gonna totally veer us down another rabbit hole. Go ahead.
So we had these people come in, and they were friends of friends, and I was busy outside, and I hear the music change, and then like some other bullshit was put on my radio, and I'm like, whose CD is this? This is way pre like fucking online music time. So I'm like, whose CD is this? And the dude's like, it's mine. I'm like, why did you put it in my hi-fi? He's like, no, I just like I asked if it's okay, and like your wife said it's fine, and I'm like, but my rule is like nobody plays. That's my ex-wife, by the way. Nobody plays like stuff in my hi-fi, but it's like some shit. So I'm the and I respect people like they come to my house. I put the kind of lighter rock, you know, maybe a little bit of AC/DC and like Three Doors Down, and you know, nothing Breaking Benjamin, nothing too heavy. So then he had some, I don't know, Afrikaans like country style stuff. And so it finished playing, and then when I asked him, is it done now? And he's like, yes. I said, okay. So I took the CD out and I put it in the case, and I said, this is yours, right? He said, yeah. And I chucked it over my wall. And I said, now you and your music both fuck off out of my house. So that did not go down well for the party.
Did a few people leave?
Oh,
did it
yeah.
work?
Yeah,
okay.
A couple left, but nobody that I would miss. And then, and you know, I've been to a lot of friends' houses, and they will play that music, and I'm like, that's your music, dude. It's your house. I am more than content to live. And they do it on purpose. And they're like, so what do you think of this? Because they know I'm the like heavy metal guy. Like, dude, it's your house. I don't care. But I care when it's my house because, you know, mutual respect and stuff.
Oh, respect is something people have lost. So we do have a East Coast goer who has entered our chat. I don't know if you know who Dog Digger is.
Oh, yes. Howdy, Dog.
Hey. And I did want to read this comment just because it was on the part of what we're talking about right now. You have to be in a certain mood to listen to Limp Bizkit. LOL. No, you don't. No, you can listen anytime. Anytime, all the time.
You listen to Limp Bizkit when it's going to be one of those days.
I love Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I
chuckle. I was always seen, I guess, as the crazy one for liking that kind of music. I love that music. And then Anton, spot on. Like he knew all the songs I knew. It was very odd because I knew those because you have to have the, as you would say, records, but CDs. Do you have all of that? Like you have to actually go and make effort to enjoy the band to know that kind of music, that level of music. All right, so I'm going to back up just a minute because I do have a few comments of different people. So, okay, that's the getting in. Wait. Oh, yes, okay. Polish Dog did say it's okay. Don't get yourself in trouble. I was just cracking up at how pathetic he was trying to get your recipe from you, acting like he was some kind of meat master. It is the guy on the stream. It is not first time. It will not be last time. That's been going on, I would say, since restaurant days. We used to encounter it a lot. I don't know how to describe it. I don't think people realize what comes out of their mouth. I don't know.
Or you know, the effort you take to make stuff.
Yes.
I don't. Well, so here's the other thing. Like, he was going on about wanting Jeff to make his own biltong. You know, some people just don't want to do shit.
No, and it's not easy. No, that's the other thing. It's like buying a cow and having it butchered or having your own cow.
This is also so now. Okay, cool. So now you make it. All right. Now, once it's made, this is what you got. All right. So now you got to chop this thing up, which is fine. I don't mind doing it, but a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to eat the biltong.
Yeah.
All right, then I want to have to make it and hang it, and then, you know, maybe it goes off, and maybe your temperature's too high, maybe there's a problem.
They'll encapsulate, and they will look perfect, and you will not know it is rotten inside.
Yes.
That is a thing.
If you don't get it spot on.
That is a thing.
So anyway,
case hardened.
I send Jeff Mack, this is where this guy popped in. I send Jeff Mack a pound of biltong every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
I personally
he doesn't need, and we don't get a lot of,
but he's a good guy.
No, I like Jeff. I just think he's a good guy. I think he's doing a lot of effort. You know, he did 1,000 episodes already on his podcast. The guy's consistent. He's like tries to do good work. I think he's got a very good take on things. So what's wrong?
Screen's black. Why did this turn on?
Is it plugged out? No.
It's plugged in.
Oh, technical difficulties.
Okay, I didn't do it this time. Oh, camera load fail.
Oh, maybe the phone overheated or something.
I think it overheated.
It could be that the phone overheated. Give us a second. We're going to see if we can get it back.
Thank you.
But anyway, I'll talk while we try and figure out.
Like
there
back.
we go. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But anyway, so Jeff, I like Jeff. I think he's a good guy. He's trying really hard. He's so generally I wouldn't send that often, but I send him biltong every 2 weeks. He's very appreciative. And why would he need to make his own biltong?
Yeah.
He gets enough. Yeah. He gets more than enough, and I send it to him. Yeah. So.
All right, and we do, by the way, have some secondhand vegetarians in case you were concerned about that. All of these guys whose meat eats those salads and that lettuce that other people talk about. So cheers to you all. I need to refill my coffee.
Yes.
But, definitely agree with that. So Femboy said something where it was that we've had this conversation before, but I do not believe in intellectual property. I believe in trade secrets and attribution of credit. Intellectual property is the step too far that stiffens innovation.
Yeah, I will agree with that. But we still have trade secrets. Like if everybody just knows everything, then if so I think a very good example of what you say is what Elon does. Like he opens up his patents and stuff so people can see the what the designs are, but to build them is different. So I'll tell you exactly what's in my recipe, okay? But I will not give you the quantities.
No.
Because the quantities is where the secret is. You see.
Not just that, I give you the quantities. The odds of you getting it right anyways are slim to none, because if you're not doing each step in the right format, i.e. with me as I do it, it's not the same. Yeah, it's still not the same thing.
But the other thing is also, so I've figured out, and I mean, we are by no means, like the bank account is not full.
No.
No. We work very hard, and you look at the money, and you're like,
there should be more in there.
There should be more in there.
There should be more biltong orders.
Let's try a little harder because, and I mean, I think we have a very good product.
Yes.
And I think our branding is coming all together and stuff like that. So I have a lot of belief in what we do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Believe me, I can go work for a lot more money than I make when doing this shit. But, you have to put the stuff together right for it to be a good product. And I don't mind sharing information. I will tell anybody anything they want to know, but there's certain things I have to keep as a trade secret, quote unquote, because my kids can't eat goodwill. Like I have to sell stuff to feed them. So and the value is in what I know and what I can do.
Yes.
So if I just give that to someone, then the value goes away and people won't pay for it.
Yeah.
So if I put on the website like, here's my spice, or you can take X, Y, Z weights of, then people will do that. And then they won't buy my spice, which the knowledge.
Well, the biggest thing is they'll do that and then they'll sell it and then act like it's theirs.
Yes, that's the other thing.
Spinboy does say you can't.
Timer?
I had it at 9 minutes. It's got 1 minute left.
Okay, I can turn
18 seconds.
Yeah, I just see the small ones are getting a little brown.
They're going to be done quickly.
Yes.
Femboy said, "Sorry, you can't copy experience anyways. You have to earn it."
Exactly.
I 100% agree. We've got Jody in the house.
Hey,
Good
Jody.
morning. You have to have pride in your product, and profit isn't a bad word.
Yes. Yeah, and I find, I think maybe because of the American society, Americans are a lot more open to profit. Hey, I'm going to switch this guy on.
Yes.
Much more open to like, commerce, profit, small businesses making money. I find South Africans generally, I think, because we grew up kind of socialist, it's like a, it's always like, oh, that dude with that cafe, on the corner It's like doing you in, because he has to do you in to make money. And I'm like, and I remember as a kid, like it's like, well, he buys the stuff and then marks it up and sells it to you like it's a bad thing. And it's like, well, he had to go somewhere, pick it up, bring it, put it on a shelf so you can go and pick it. And people always used to like talk about that like it's a bad thing, and I never understood that.
But big corporations are a good thing.
Yes, corporates are fine.
Sorry, I've missed a lot of comments. There was something salty. I may not be able to go up to find the whole thing, but he has his own sod business. Where is it?
Okay.
I wanted to mention this because I know we were teasing about the gauges. There it is. People make those same confusions. I bumped it over. When I tell them I own a commercial grow, there is a huge difference between small home growing and running a commercial setup. Dude, 100%.
Oh.
100%.
It's not even in the same league.
Well,
man.
And that's why I wanted to mention it, because that's the same concept as what we're talking about. When you are doing, large scales, it's totally different.
Yes.
It really is. And you are providing for those small guys. For them to get their final product, you have to be there. It's like somebody's got to be there to gather everything, have it in a localized spot, and then where people can pick it up.
Yeah, people have no idea, man. You should, Salty, you should check out a guy called Jack Spierko on the Survival Podcast. He did a composting course where you do this like layered composting thing, and then it basically stands for a year, and there's specific organisms that start growing after a certain amount of time, and there's got to be like certain things have to be present before the next thing comes in. That might be a good, like, just something to consider, because I don't know, I know there's a few guys that do the commercial kind of composting. I actually think the thing that he was putting together, because it's big round composting kind of setups that you build, that might, if you've got space, lend itself pretty well to commercializing.
Yes. We do have some awesome supporters, which is why we love doing this stream. It's actually, you guys have truly changed our perspective on people in general, because man, it was getting kind of rough in 2020.
Yes.
Definitely changed. But CK says, need to make biltong the official snack of my Little League team. We did that. We actually sponsored a soccer team this last season. But we do have some people who full on support biltong. We've got Salty, who says, made it the official munchies to go on my stream. And then, where was it? Cult Gaming, and that's why I run your link in my chat. Tell people to buy biltong and Grumpy Monkey soaps. Yes. Great products made by great people. I will get you photos. Anton mentioned to me exactly what you need. I think we can manage that. I know, I understand. Apparently I'm a little dense in the head or just forgetful. One or the other or both.
The problem is the squeaky wheel, man.
Dude, squeaky wheels. Squeaky wheels. Same for recipes. Even if I had your recipe, bouncing around, I wouldn't have a clue how to market it. I make jelly, but it's not professional at all. That's Jamal.
Yes. What did you think of the salt, Jamal?
Yes,
so
we'd love
cold
to know.
Salt should be there today.
Oh, wow. Salty says, I make my own compost for my veggie garden. And then next is starting a worm farm for the veggies.
Yes. So he has a worm farm on his small holding. He's got a worm farm, and he picks worms from there for the composts. I actually did the course, but it was more, I can't remember how I ended up on the thing. But remember, I went to Jack.
It was Scott.
Yes. Oh, that's right. I paid for it. I thought I didn't pay for it.
No, you paid. Scott told you need to come with me.
Yes.
Here, let's pay and let's go. Well,
yes.
You paid.
Scott, one of my customers, he was doing that, and he's like, you need to go do this for your property. So I did that, but I never did the course, and I should have. But it's pretty cool. So he takes, what's this, the square like fencing. So it's like 5 foot high or something. And he takes one sheet of that, and it's round, so it's pretty big. And then you layer this thing with specific, like you take, if you've got a compost heap, you take some of the compost, then you put some grass in. You got to wet this thing. He sticks like a a temperature thing in it to check the temperature. Put some worms, and this thing has to stand for a year before you can use it. It's very interesting. You should really check out the Survival Podcast.
Yes.
By Jack Spierko, and then go look at some of the stuff he talks about. He's got a bunch of really clever people.
Yeah, he's got an entire team that he works
like
a
expert panel. He's asked me. I need to spend more time on Jack stuff.
One day you'll be an expert.
Yes.
No, they bounce ideas. So there was an event.
He asked me for the meat stuff, but I just I don't get time because we physically produce everything ourselves. It's literally myself.
But that's what he likes, because he likes people that are hands-on, that do their own work, that are really making a contribution in whatever area that they're working on, as long as it is not subsidized in any way, shape, or form. As long as you're doing it yourself. So Finboy, thank you for the Rumble rant. Says, actually, let me put my money where my mouth is. I really like this chat interactive format.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what we've picked up, is when I'm busy doing stuff, people come and go, but when we sit and chat, then people seem to like it a little more.
Yeah.
It must be because I sound funny.
He does sound funny. That's why I liked him originally. Still hasn't gone away. Go figure. Oh, I had someone in yesterday, and yes, I say tomato, and I was asked what a tomato was. I went, oh.
What?
Yes. No, that legitimately asked what a tomato was.
Okay.
I know. It kind of made me laugh. So Jamal says, I like the salt. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the braised spice. Doesn't have high heat for wings.
So try it as a rub.
Yes.
Try it as a rub. I put it on 4% on chicken thighs, 4% of weight. You can also take 10% on ground beef, make hamburger patties.
There you go.
So 10%. So what did I say? Was it 1.5 ounces per pound? Because I got to do the weird stuff with you guys. I can't say 100 grams for every kilo. No. No, I got to do 1.5 ounces per pound. But just mix it in to ground beef. No egg, no nothing. Just mix that. I mean, if you want to put an egg, I guess an egg per pound would probably work. And just mix it in, and then make hamburger patty.
There you go.
Very good.
So I like Lemon's statement here. I make a mess and no one wants to buy it. We got to get you organized, madame. But Polish does say, good thing it has a long shelf life.
What's that?
A mess.
Oh, a mess, yes.
Cult Gaming does say, I make my own salsa guac. I'm not wasting time trying to market or sell it. I eat all of it. Business would fail.
Yes, right.
That's the other problem, is when you make a lot and you like it a lot.
Well, we eat a lot of biltong.
Oh, man. Rumble keeps crashing on Diva Dog Mom's end, and it looked like Lemon had an issue with that as well. So thanks for joining us, but understood if you are out.
Yeah, I know Rumble's been having a hard time, but they also get attacked by everyone. So
yes, these poor guys. The tip in a whole year. Damn. Jody, stop it. He's been asking about the tip in 2 minutes. He's horrible. He's horrible. I love it. Salty says, Anton, if you have any questions, hit me up. I will do this commercially and make my own organic amendments. So definitely, you are the guy to go to. So the guy with the answers, for sure. We have a very small compost in retrospect of what we've seen with the Survival Podcast.
Well,
so we're just getting it started.
Yeah, so all I've done, just, we drink a lot of coffee, so I always have coffee grounds. We got eggshells and then, bananas. And I read not too much citrus, so I try and limit the orange peels. But, anything else that's organic, and also onions, not too many onions. But I generally try and do apple cores, peaches, whatever's left of peaches, the coffee, the eggshells, and I've got a little heap, so we've been putting stuff in there. And we've been doing that for almost 6 months now. It's actually got quite a bit of substance to it.
Yes. Yeah. We've been working on it for a little while, but we know it's going to take a lot of time. Salty, please do drop your Discord link in this chat. I see there's a lot of people who are interested in what you offer, so please drop your link. I am okay with it.
Yeah, I think we not to make not to sound weird or anything, but I think we are a little more kind of quote unquote crunchy, like natural stuff.
We've spoken about this.
It's like we don't go to the hospital for no bullshit, and we really try and do normal stuff, and I think a lot of the people that kind of join us like the natural, clean, not packaged, preservative free type stuff. Yes, yes, so that would be a cool place for like salty.
Yeah.
Because people will be interested in what it is you have to
Definitely.
offer. So by all means, man, drop your link.
That's he's got it in, so that's good. No, we were actually talking about the crunchy thing. Maybe we should do a stream on that.
Yes.
I think that would be a good conversation, a crunchy conversation.
Crunchy versus not.
Well, what is crunchy?
Yes.
That kind of thing. If you guys are cool with that concept, I think lemon, that's going to be straight up your alley. There'll be a few people in here who maybe are not so crunchy. Maybe you learn a thing or two.
Yes.
Those Limp Biscuit haters. I couldn't help myself.
You cannot hate on the biscuit,
man. Dude. All right, let me see whom I can raid. We are on time to run away. So give me a second. Let me find out who's live. I have a feeling Mike should be. I wonder if Mike got his biltong and if he liked it or not. If you don't know this dude I am raiding to, he's actually pretty cool. I really like his take on stuff. He is very open, honest.
Yes.
And interacts a lot with his chat. So
yes,
Finboy,
a lot
I know you mentioned you like the interaction. So this gentleman, if you don't know him,
Mike might be right up your alley.
Yeah, he really is interactive. I appreciate that. So like, share, subscribe. Not subscribe.
Follow.
Like, share, follow, and repost. And add a comment if you dare. We would love it, of course. But sending you out to Mike. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, like Viva says, tell him from whence you come.
Yes. But listen to him for a minute. He's actually pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we've enjoyed him. My biltong arrives today. Salty is excited.
Awesome.
Yes, right?
Awesome.
Right.
Well, we will see you guys Friday. Tomorrow I got biltong production.
Gonna be a busy day. All right. See you guys later.